Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we've got a pair of wide receivers who certainly want to be targeted throughout the game. It's Stefon Diggs' Vikings going up against Britt's Browns. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. From the shores of Lake Erie, EA Sports has coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and yes, the rain is falling now, and it is supposed to continue to fall throughout this game. So how do you think that will impact this contest?
Well, first and foremost, both quarterbacks are going to make sure the officials have those dry footballs coming in each and every play and standing over them sometimes with a towel before the center gets up there to snap it. Second thing is the focus of all the guys who handle the football. Do they wear gloves? Do they take them off? Will they carry the ball high and tight to make sure they have good ball security? That's paramount in a game like this.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Minnesota Vikings at 5-2 right now, and Case Keenum brings the offense out. Got the win last week against Baltimore. And look, the numbers aren't great, but getting wins at 5-2, so we'll see Case Keenum right now and Bridgewater coming back eventually.
Yeah, eventually, and that's going to be the key, and you've mentioned it right in the beginning. Getting wins right now, so the numbers don't have to be super from Case Keenum because he can play with that Minnesota defense, which is one of the top ones in the league. Don't turn it over too often. Take care of it. Run it just enough, and Minnesota will be in every game.
Now a first down throw. Keenum. And his first pass is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's second down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
Minnesota had a very optimistic vision of what they would do on offense in 2016, but a couple of key injuries altered that landscape. Running back Adrian Peterson and quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. That led to them scrambling throughout the season to try and fit together their offense, try to put the running game and a new passing game together, and instead of having a big year, they finished 28th overall in total offense.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
When you look at Cleveland's defense in 2016, it's pretty easy to isolate where their problems began. 31st in the league against the run. They finished 31st overall in total defense as well. So you have to start with them shutting down teams running the football to give themselves a chance to make some plays in the passing game.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Keenum. A dump down to McKinnon. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Quarterback of the Browns, Cody Kessler. There's a look at him. He and the Cleveland Browns offense taking the field. Kessler thrust into action last week against the Tennessee Titans after Kaiser was benched in the second half. But quarterback changes continue to be made there.
Yeah, people always talk about how you handle prosperity and adversity. How about Cody Kessler? Became the starting quarterback for the Browns as a rookie in 2016. Started 2017 as the starter. And guess what? Ended up 3rd string. Then 2nd string, comes in the second half of this last game, plays fairly well outside of the 2 interceptions. Who knows what it's going to be for him going forward.
Off the play fake to Crowell. Here's Ken. Linval Joseph coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
On the ground, this is Isaiah Crowell. Brings it just past the 15, able to avoid the initial contact, but not much more there on the play. A pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on 3rd down. Career highs in receptions, carries, and total yards last year for Crowell. His total yardage was 952. That was the highest by a Cleveland Brown running back since 2010.
And that sounds impressive, but I think there's much more out there for him. If Cleveland plays even with people, not from behind, he'll get more carries, more touches, and his yardage will go up.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd.
Playing coverage here.
From the gun, Kaiser. And that is incomplete.
I know one thing, Brandon. This was a very difficult defense to throw the ball against in 2016. What were they, 3rd in the league in pass defense?
Yep, these receivers are going to have to be sharp with their routes in this one.
Yeah, because they're going to show them a lot of change-ups in the secondary, and they have a good pass rush.
The 8th-year man from Tennessee, this is Britton Colquitt on to punt. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. It's taken to the 26. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
You and I both know that you don't really, truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray's a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
On 1st down, Keenum. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford. He used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Didn't he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about. He used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad,
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jarek McKinnon, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Keenum going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They do snap it to Keenum. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Back to the ground game. Here's Murray. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They go with Murray again, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. Fighting him off. And that is incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. And Forbath will put this one through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Forbath connecting there. Well, he connected 6 times this last week in their win over Baltimore. They only scored 24 points. Kai Forbath had 18 of them.
And you never know when it's going to click in for a kicker and find the right situation. Kai Forbath had been competing for a job starting in 2016 with the New Orleans Saints. And they brought Will Lutz into town. And all of a sudden, Forbath was cut, and so was Connor Barth. Both of them now kicking in the league in opposite places. Barth's in Chicago. Forbath, of course, really plying his trade well in Minnesota.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. To return, it's George Atkinson. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They begin with a run by Crowell. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. Throw left side complete. That's Higgins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
A first down carry now for Crowell. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And a peek now at the offense for Cleveland.
2016 was a very tough year for Cleveland offensively, but head coach Hugh Jackson, who also handles the play calling, has high hopes for 2017 with a revamped offensive line and his creativity in play calling.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
But we know one thing, Isaiah Crowell can run if given an opportunity. Had the longest run in the NFL in 2016, an 85-yard touchdown sprint, week 2 against Baltimore.
This one not quite as long, didn't end in 6, but still a great game. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll try the right side with Crowell. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Footing's definitely going to be an issue because it's tough to make those quick cuts that you're used to making on a soggy track. In fact, a Hall of Fame runner once told me, cut on your heels in this type of weather. Gives you better balance.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And some room to work. The 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. 31 yards there and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. In the red zone this time.
Here we go.
They stay on the ground on first for Johnson. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Come on, let's go.
On second down, here's Crowell. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So now it's 1st and goal.
Let's go.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
False start, offense.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. After the penalty, it's Crowell. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Minnesota head coach Mike Zimmer made his reputation as a defensive coordinator in this league, and that did not change in 2016. His team finished 3rd overall in total defense, and despite many injuries, kept his team in the playoff hunt throughout the season.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run it with Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Duke Johnson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front, giving him at least a stalemate in order to find that space?
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they? Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Play action. It's Keenum. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Jamie Collins in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
We all know that Myles Garrett was drafted #1 in the NFL for his ability to get to the quarterback. That's his stock in trade. But the underrated part of his game, plays well against the run, knows how to hold the point of attack.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, here's Keenum. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Joe Schobert with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
I know every down's important, but you know as well as I do, partner. 3rd down is key for both offenses and defenses, and Cleveland's got to get better on 3rd down on D.
And what they did right there, you're right, they need more of. They were tied for 30th in the NFL in sacks last year, but a big one there brings up a punting situation. Here's Ryan Quigley now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And that will come the offense as they take over. We get a glance at Duke Johnson as he heads back out onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Kaiser on first down. A little dump off for Crowell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Third and short yardage, Kaiser. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Here's Britton Colquitt now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out now come the Vikings. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. First down, Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Keenum now on first down. Going deep for Diggs. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Back to the air on second down. It's Keenum. Looking deep for Adams. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. The Vikings on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Keenum. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
They're definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. Now a handoff to Crowell. Oh, look at that. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave him some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed him off with that run.
Again, it's Crowell. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
A first down throw for Kaiser. An incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. Hey, I want to take a glance back to last week real quick. We got a second. That Raiders-Chiefs game. How about that ending? 4 last plays. That was an instant classic.
We can laugh about it. Kansas City is not going to. But when I went back and reviewed all of those plays, I found all the penalties that were called. That was an ending unlike any ending I've ever seen, and especially in a classic rivalry game with Kansas City and Oakland. Boy, what a way to finish for Oakland, a game they absolutely had to have to keep their season going.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And an alley to run. There goes Duke Johnson. He's at the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. And now we move our focus to Stephon Diggs. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. 10th carry of the game now, Murray. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Again, it's Murray. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
The Vikings on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Keenum. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Danny Shelton. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Kenny Britt trots back out there as he gets set to go again on offense. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so. On the counter, it's Crowell. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Here's a give to Crowell. And Crowell lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Third down, Kaiser. Oh, Kaiser can't get away, and he'll go down. Brian Robinson in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the focus of our players' spotlight right now is shining on Case Keenum. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. A handoff. It's Murray, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Here we go now.
Keenum to throw on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Keenum to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The #1 overall pick, Myles Garrett. And it'll be 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. So a minute 55 to go in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. On 1st and 10, Kaiser. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. That time they were looking for the former Auburn Tiger, Ricardo Lewis. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, that incompletion gives us an opportunity to talk about what some people dubbed Shutout Sunday this last week in the NFL. Well, we have 3 shutouts that we saw?
Yeah, for the first time since 2012, matched the total number of shutouts all of last season. How about Denver getting shut out by the Chargers? That's the first shutout for the Broncos since 1992, 394 games worth. So that's a big deal. The Colts, goose egg against Jacksonville. Jacksonville also put 10 sacks on them in that game. And the Cardinals went all the way to London, Twickenham Stadium, in fact, to get shut out by their division rival, LA Rams.
Defenses reign supreme. The Browns on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
Now a handoff. Johnson. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. Latavius Murray getting set to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now that incompletion gives me a chance to go in a different direction. A few teams we've been talking about in the NFL that have had offensive explosions this year after struggles in the past, and one you mentioned, the Chiefs.
Yeah, think about it. Kareem Hunt, the rookie out of Toledo, has been phenomenal at tailback, but Alex Smith has opened it up on offense. I'm sure the drafting of Pat Mahomes had nothing to do at all with Alex Smith now becoming a bomber downfield.
And then the Saints, we've talked about them nearly every week. What they've done, it's kind of a flip-flop of what we've seen in recent years.
Well, you start with the obligatory Drew Brees is great, and he still is, but they're running the ball more. It's the defense has been the issue for them that now is actually carrying them. This 4-game winning streak, it's been all about the defense. Plenty of takeaways and a lot of sacks.
And then the Rams.
Oh, my God, the Rams. Well, for years, we always said they were good field, no hit, meaning their defense was terrific, but they couldn't score on offense. Add Sean McVay in as the new head coach, and they have opened it up in a huge way. An absolute offensive juggernaut. They're leading the league in scoring.
Back to the air. Keenum on second down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Vikings on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's McKinnon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. This is Crowell. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
Offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They'll run with Crowell. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout, and now we're set to get going. offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. That goes for a gain of 31.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Kaiser. And a catch made by Kenny Brent. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Let's go. 1, 9.
1st down, Kaiser. This is Crowell on the catch. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 30, 20, 10. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this 2nd quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Kai Forbath on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA halftime report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Browns are up right now and are looking to keep up the pressure moving forward. The Vikings just want to come out after the half and claw their way back into the game. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's your first half highlights. 2nd and 2 coming up. Johnson's got it off the left side here, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. The lead grows to 4. Now 1st and 10. Collins got the sack here. This will go as a loss of 10. midway through the second quarter. Johnson's going to use solid blocking to break free, and he'd go in for the 72-yard touchdown. The Browns go up by 11.
All right, Larry, thank you. A fairly tight game here as we get set to resume play in this second half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Second half begins with a run by Crowell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
But that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Come on, let's go.
Now it's Crowell looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. A gain of 3, second down.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Let's go.
On play action, Kaiser. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Higgins. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 36. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On the run, it's Crowell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Second down, Kaiser. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Let's go. Brad 38. Brad 38.
Kaiser from the gun on third. And he gets it down to the 32. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this is going to miss left. I don't think it even got there either. It's no good either way, and this score will stay right where it is. So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Second down following the run. Now a give. This is Murray. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Vikings on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Keenum. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll run the counter with Murray. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Vikings on third down. A very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks near the 25. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go now.
They'll try the air now with Keenum. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Keenum now to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
From the 4-yard line, it's 1st and goal now.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Here we go.
2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Keenum now on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And Forbath will put this one through, and the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. A decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they do inch a bit closer.
Yeah, still lots of time to go in this one. Take the points, move on, and let your defense try to get the ball back.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They go play action here on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The Browns on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Play fake. Kaiser. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Sherrills to return it. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They go with Murray again. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Shotgun snap for Keenum. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
First down carry now for Crowell. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. From the gun, Kaiser. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing on first down is Keenum. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Now Keenum. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Here we go.
Crowell, about 3 yards there to the 27.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
And an alley to run. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So they're operating in the red zone. Kaiser now to throw on first down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking to get it to Kenny Brent that time. And that'll bring up second down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
On second down, here's Crowell. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now first and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll try and run for it with Crowell. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Now a second down throw for Kaiser. And Britt's got it. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kenny Britt, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
After review of the play, the replay on the field stands.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On play action. Now Keenum. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there, so take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
The Browns on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Come on, let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. First down would have been nice, but now you get to kick the field goal, still go up 2 scores.
They tried to get it, though, didn't they? Threw the pass, got to completion just short of the first down, but you're exactly right. Run the field goal unit out there, kick it, put it through the post, go up 2 scores.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On second down, here's Keenum. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. A shotgun snap for Keenum. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to get this one all the way up to the 30. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And now a first down following that long gain. Play action. Keenum. That escapes the sack. And he lost 6 there on the first down play. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. That was second down run for Murray. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And if the defense can hold here, this ball game is over.
And they're thinking more than just holding. They're thinking about a takeaway to finish things off.
From the gun on 3rd down, Keenum. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Joe Schobert in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now Keenum got to have this one. And he's got some space here. And all the way down to the 26. An unbelievable play there on 4th and long. 45 yards. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The #1 overall pick, Myles Garrett. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Back to throw. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pick up there at 20 yards. He'll look to throw. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there. And now it's second down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
They'll look to throw. He shakes him off. It's a loss of 7. And now it's third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The #1 overall pick, Myles Garrett. And that'll bring up fourth down. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to win the football game. So they'd converted their first 2 fourth down attempts, not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that third one, right? Didn't get it there. Maybe now the head coach might not be so eager to go for it as we go forward.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or you one of those guys
I'm a little skeptical
about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.